Hello and welcome from Sioux City, Iowa, here for the NAIA Division II Women's Basketball Championship Tournament. Today we have the 5th-ranked Huntington University Foresters. They take the court against the 4th-ranked College of St. Mary Flames. Hi, folks. I'm Victor McCarty alongside my long-year partner, Logan Hunt. How has been your first experience here in Sioux City, Logan?
Well, I mean, I've definitely been blessed just being able to be a part of this as a freshman, and definitely got some lucky wins there for the Foresters to get themselves here. And I've enjoyed every minute of it being with this team, the coaches, the players, and especially with you, Victor. It's been a fun ride, and I hope it doesn't end today.
Well, I was here last year, and we had a 2-game stretch with that one. As you said, we're hoping this is not the last game here today against the College of St. Mary Flames. But speaking of last games, we have got to look at the rest of the conference. First off, this bracket, we have Concordia, Bryan, College of St. Mary, and Huntington in this game. Then Jamestown, St. Thomas, Cardinal Stretch, and Asbury. Well, 2 games already happened today. Jamestown beating St. Thomas 69-62, and then Cardinal Stretch coming up just by the chinny chin 50-43, because Asbury, they had the lead at the half, and they were looking like they were going to get another upset. Because speaking of upsets, well, our Crossroads League team, Marian University, they unfortunately lost the first game of the tournament yesterday to 7th-ranked Tabor. That was a surprise to all of us, Logan.
That definitely was a surprise. Tabor was nowhere near the favorite in that game, but I think it was a really tough matchup for Marian, having an 8:30 game in the morning. I mean, that's hard for anybody to get up to, and it's the first game of the tournament.
And it was the first time that squad had been here,
yeah.
So you have to not be starstruck in your first outing. Other games that occurred yesterday, we had Davenport over Clark, Blair Cliff over Menlo. Foresters faced Menlo last year in the first round. It's an unfortunate event what happened with their key player, Limcaco. And Southern Oregon beat Robert Morris. And then the other 2 brackets, we have Morningside coming out on top, Oklahoma Wesleyan coming out on top, Crossroads League, St. Francis coming out on top, and then Tennessee Wesleyan as well. St. Francis and Tennessee Wesleyan, that's going to be a fantastic game. Then going on the rest of the day, we have San Xavier versus Oregon Tech, College of the Ozarks versus Sierra Heights, Hastings versus Rio Grande, and another Crossroads League, 4 Crossroads team in the tournament this year. Indiana Wesleyan against Ashford. Foresters beat IWU not once but twice this year on their home court, and the last time it was 20 points. So with Marian going out in the first round, it makes that loss that much tougher against them a couple weeks ago.
Definitely so. I think the Foresters, though, I think watching the Marian game and the St. Francis game, they know exactly what they need to do. We've seen a trend throughout the tournament. It's been the hot shooting teams that have gotten it done. Maybe not the most athletic, but the teams that have gotten out and hit their shots from the get-go. Because like you said, Marian looked a little starstruck, and St. Francis, defending national champs, came out, and they looked set and ready to go.
Well, we are all set here in Sioux City, Iowa, for the first round of the Foresters versus the College of St. Mary Flames. Before we continue with today's game, it is customary to highlight the starting lineups of the Foresters.
Baker, senior, Newcastle High School.
Amelia Recker, junior, Arlington High School.
Miranda White, freshman, Fremont High School.
Gina Eisenhut, sophomore, Bluffton High School.
Kelsey Hubble, junior, Pendleton Heights.
Miranda Palmer, sophomore, Arcadia High School.
Brooke Yoder, freshman, Westview High School.
Jacqueline Bonema, junior, Ileana Christian.
Alexis Rockwell, freshman, Belmont High School.
Allison Trout, sophomore, Huntington North.
Amelia Eschman, senior, Downers Grove North High School.
Lacey Dietrich, sophomore, Faith Christian.
I should correct myself, Logan. Not the starting lineup, but the team lineup. We've been relatively proud of those videos this year. It's been a great introductory year for FDN sports, and we look to continue that throughout the continuing years. We're going to get underway here now, hearing the announcer behind me, where we have the Foresters and the Flames for the starting lineups.
Well, we see the Foresters out sporting their green. And we see the College of St. Mary sporting the white. They are the home team, excuse me. And it looks like the starting lineups will start with the Foresters. We'll start out 5'6" sophomore Miranda Palmer.
Miranda Palmer, what more can you say about that girl? Having a 40-plus point game this past year, just fantastic sophomore.
Definitely. And coming out for College of St. Mary, he'll be the freshman Peyton Hagan. She's been a great lift for College of St. Mary, shooting 42% from the three-point line. Definitely have to keep a hand in her face.
A spot-up shooter from nearly anywhere on the court.
Also have Kelsey Hubble starting for the Foresters. She can match that three-point shooting for the Foresters. Also, we'll see the senior Amir Davis coming for College of St. Mary. She'll be starting at the guard position. And the senior Courtney Baker will be leading the charge for the Foresters. She'll be matched up with number 21, Tiffany Lewis, the senior for College of St. Mary's. Also, Jacqueline Bonema will be starting for the Foresters. And she'll be matched up with Tiffany Anzalone. Tiffany Anzalone, a 6-foot senior guard. So that'll be a matchup nightmare for the Foresters.
Will be indeed. And speaking of nightmares, number 44 of St. Mary. Oh my gosh, just a huge player for them.
Deandra Young, averaging a double-double, 21 points, 10 rebounds, a transfer from the University of Florida. Yes, I'm talking about the Florida Gators. She is a transfer from there, and she is definitely the focal point in the offense for College of St. Mary.
Well, you want to talk about David versus Goliath. I would love to see Courtney Baker just use her renowned speed against number 44 and just get in there, steal the ball, and they have got to find a way also to foul her out.
Definitely.
The Foresters will be, I find this easy to say, I think everyone should know this, but Foresters would find it easier to win with 44 off the court.
I think the key has to be for the Foresters is really taking smart shots, and you just have to hit them. I mean, that's as easy as it comes in basketball. The team with the most points wins, but obviously you have to get those good opportunities to get those good shots off, and I think it's all going to start with Courtney Baker able to run the offense. We're going to need Palmer and Hubble really getting going.
Got to be smart with your shots. I'm Victor McCarty once again alongside Logan Hunt, and we're getting underway here in Sioux City, Iowa, with Jacqueline Bonema jumping for the Foresters.
Young winning the tip for the Flames. Davis gets it, goes near side to Angelo, up top to Hagan. Man-to-man defense from the Foresters. Young with it on the left elbow, Bonema on her. Down low to Lewis, and she travels. Good defense there from Amelia Recker.
Well, also good defense by Jacqueline Bonema. She was posting up right there against Young, not allowing an inch, and that's what the Foresters have to do is play it physical.
Baker gets the handoff to Palmer. Palmer going right side. Got to flip to Hubble. Hubble with a spin move, getting in, hitting it back out to Palmer at the free throw line. Palmer driving left side, going baseline. Dish out to Recker on the elbow for two. Yes, good from Amelia Recker.
One of Recker's favorite spots out on the court is right there in the corner.
2-0. Foresters out on top just a minute into this ball game. Davis with the ball. The near side goes down low to Young. Young draws the double team. Baker coming up with the steal. 3-on-2 fast break. Baker goes to Palmer. Palmer pulling it back out. She'll go to Baker on the far side wing. Baker drives baseline, flips to Hubble. Corner three. Rolling around and out. Young with the rebound. Davis gonna bring it up court. She's on the right side, up top to Angelo. Now to Hagan. Hagan back to Davis, top the key. Back to Angelo. She'll work it down to Young. Young going one-on-one with Bonema. She puts it on the deck. Baker comes up with another steal. And the game plan seems to be working for the Foresters. Baker gets it up quickly to Palmer in the corner. Left side, Palmer throws it up top to Baker. Baker going to Hubble on the wing. Hubble going left side, pump fake in the lane, pulls it back out, gets it to Bonema. Bonema getting back to Hubble, step back three. Not quite there. Recker with the offensive board. She goes up for two, rolls in for her.
Takes a couple bounces, and in goes the ball for the Foresters. Recker, she has definitely got to do that throughout the game, collecting the rebounds and making those second chance opportunities for the Foresters.
4-0, Recker with all points. As now we see Onslow launching a three, no good. Onslow only a 26% three-point shooter on the year. Surprised she took that one. They're coming the other way. Hubble with it, free throw line. She'll drive left side, picks up her dribble, gets it to a cutting Palmer in the lane for two. Not there, Young with the board. She'll go to Davis. Davis looking to push. So now she gets it to Young, top of the key. She'll shoot a two. That rattles home for Young to get the first points on the board for the Flames. 4-2, 17 minutes remain in the first half. Recker with the ball in the wing, one-on-one with Onslow. Picks up her dribble, gets it to Hubble. Hubble right side, goes back up top to Baker. Baker working it down to Recker. Recker to Bonema on the elbow, and that one not gonna fall. Onslow with the rebound. Davis gets it, she throws it up quickly to Lewis, just tracks it down, gets it to Young for two, and that's good. Young revolutionizing her game right now. She's stepping out, taking some 18-footers, and we're all tied up at 4.
Well, the Flames, they had sort of a slow start, turning over the ball right away, getting their pace now.
Recker down low, gets it to Palmer. Palmer losing the ball, has to go back up top to Baker. And now they're going to call 3 seconds in the lane, I believe, on Jacqueline Bonema. So that'll be a turnover for the Foresters. Davis and the Flames bringing it up court. Lewis now with the ball on the wing. Gets it back to Davis. Up top to Onslow. She'll drive right side and have it taken away by Hubble. And that's going to be a jump ball call. Hubble getting there, getting her hands on it, and that will favor the Foresters. So good takeaway there from Kelsey Hubble and Huntington.
Well, as I mentioned, the Foresters, they have got to be physical, and thus far they're doing exactly what they need to do.
Courtney Baker going to hand off to Hubble. Already missed 2 threes. She's going to try to get herself going. She'll hand off to Palmer. And now we have a foul call on Tiffany Lewis. First foul of the ball game. And that'll be Lewis' first foul as she put 2 hands on Miranda Palmer driving to the rim.
That was a smart maneuver by the sophomore Miranda Palmer. Almost taking a three, but then seeing the lane was wide open and causing the foul.
Recker working it down low, and Onslow up and under. She is fouled, shooting 2. That foul will go on Tiffany Onslow. That'll be her first foul. They'll put Recker, a 91% free throw shooter, at the line, shooting 2. Recker number 1 in Division II NAIA when it comes to free throw shooting, and the Foresters as a team number 1, shooting 78%. You see Recker's first one rattle home. Amelia Recker with her unique routine. Also, we see her sporting green shoelaces, which is kind of nice to see.
Well, we got St. Patty's Day coming up, Logan, so nothing wrong with sporting too much green.
6-4 after the Recker free throws. Amelia Recker with all 6 points is now the Flames working it down to Young. Her turnaround is no good over Bonema. Recker with the board. She gets it to Baker. Forsters looking to push. Bonema running the court, getting the pass. Pass out to Hubble. Hubble with an easy floater in the lane. And Coach Chuck Brewer and the Flames has seen enough. He'll call a timeout with 15:27 remaining. The Huntington University Foresters on top of the Flames, 8-4.
Well, folks at home, you can see our graphics on the screen if you're tuning in on YouTube. I'm doing the best I can to keep up with the scores. Last year, we just weren't active enough, so I want to make sure that you have a little bit of something and not have to search for it yourselves to stay up to date with the game. So that's why you're hearing Logan talk a bit more than usual, but he's good at doing so he's used to it.
We do appreciate everything that you do, Victor. You only have a two-man crew. You're producing and commentating. You gotta love it. As now we're getting back to the action. It'll be Davis and the Flames bringing it up court. Foresters still staying in their man-to-man defense. It seemed to work so far. Davis with the ball on the far side. She goes to Hagan. Palmer all over her. And now they're going to call Jacqueline Bonema with a push in the back on Young. So that'll be Bonema's first foul. And the Foresters' first team foul of the half. Anzalo to inbound from the baseline. She gets it to Lewis. Lewis taking a long two. Hits the front iron, no good. Bonema with the board. She'll get it to Baker. Baker always going full speed up court quickly. She's going to find Hubble. She'll take a step back two. Splish splash from Kelsey Hubble, making it look easy.
Well, Foresters continue to carry the momentum they started within this game, leading now 10-4. Last year they upsetted Menlo. They were the 5th seed, so we could see another one this year.
Definitely could. We don't want to speak too soon, though, as we see Davis with an easy two on the other end. And now Kelsey Hubble's going to get called for the travel. Took the hop step, didn't land on 2 feet. Easy call there for the ref. And now we'll see Justice Ross enter the ballgame for Peyton Hagan and the Flames. Justice Ross averaging 8 points a game. So immediate offense off the bench for the Flames. 14:30 remains as we see Davis taking a 3. That's no good. Baker tracks down the loose ball. Foresters on top by 4. Palmer with the ball in the corner. She'll drive right side between the legs. Dish to Bonema for 2. Not quite there. Anzalo with the rebound. She'll go to Davis. Davis bringing it up court. Young posting up on Bonema. She gets it. Turnaround. That's no good. Recker with the rebound. And here comes Courtney Baker. Going to Hubble. Hubble for 3. Not quite there as well, just to the left. And Young with the rebound. And it'll be the Flames slowing it down. Lewis with the ball. She gets it to Ross. Ross back far side to Lewis. One-on-one with Palmer. Lewis gets it to Young. Middle. Now out to Anzalo. Anzalo working it down to Young. Young going face up with Bonema. Driving in. She's fouled and 1. And that's crucial because that'll be Jacqueline Bonema's second foul of this half.
Bonema has got to be careful because she is one of the only ones that can go on par with number 44, Young. Now Young getting an extra shot.
Young, a 77% free throw shooter. We'll see Amelia Eschman come into the ballgame for Jacqueline Bonema. And Young's free throw is good, and she will sub out. And for her will come Shelby Alberry, the 6-foot sophomore center.
Well, Young is leading the Flames with 6 points right now, 7 points with that extra point. So right now is the time for the Foresters to attack and get a little bit more in their lead.
Palmer can't quite. That's going to be a foul. Palmer couldn't quite hit the 3. Loose ball foul going to be called on Alberry. Eschman, the senior, trying to get that hustle board, is able to draw the foul on Alberry.
Eschman, she's actually been sick for these past couple of days, but she's doing better now, and we like to see her out on the court.
Hubble gets it in to Palmer. Palmer up for 2. Looked like she got fouled. No good. Can't quite get it. Davis coming the other way. She goes out to Anzalone for 3. And that's no good. Baker with the rebound. And she's looking to push. Foresters with the numbers. Gets it to Recker. Recker out to Palmer. Long 2. Just not falling for Miranda Palmer. That's not a good sign for the Foresters as Davis tracks down the rebound. She'll go coast to coast for 2. No good. Eschman with the rebound. She gets it to Baker. Baker up quickly to Hubble. Hubble drives in. Tries to dish it out to Recker, but Lewis right there with the steal.
Well, Logan, it's not about how many shots that you miss, but how many shots that you make. So although some of the Foresters have missed some shots, Hubble from 3, Palmer on the inside, they can't let that phase them. They have to keep up their confidence and just take it to the Flames.
It'll be Davis taking a seat. In for her will come Hagan. for the Flames. Also, Miranda Palmer will take a seat. Allison Trout into the ball game for the Foresters. Foresters lead 10-9 over the Flames, 12:20 remaining in the first half. It'll be Alberry with the ball on the perimeter. Works it down to Anzalone. She goes up for two, no good. Rebound goes to Eschman, and she will be called for the travel. And
the Forester bench, as well as the fans that have traveled here to Sioux City, not agreeing with that call. Looked like a clean steal.
Nonetheless, there'll be a turnover for the Foresters, and the Flames getting the ball back underneath their own basket. Hagan with it, open lane, dish out now to Alberry for three. That's no good. And Courtney Baker with the rebound. She goes to Recker on the far side. Recker up for two, and one coming from Amelia Recker.
And that play all started with Amelia Eschman being aggressive on the opposite side of the court. She was able to box out her player and allow Courtney Baker to get the rebound, march it down the court, get Amelia Recker in there, and now she is going to be getting the and one.
Well, now we see Young coming back in for Anzalone and the Flames. Recker at the line for the second time tonight, able to hit that free throw. Amelia Recker, used to the big stage. Last year in the first round, she had 19 points and 9 rebounds against Menlo. She's used to the big stage and can really turn it on when she needs. Young with the turnaround on the other end. It's no good. Baker with another rebound. She goes up quickly to Trout. Trout driving in, dish out to Hubble in the corner. Now back up top to Baker. Baker going to Hubble. And they're going to call a travel on Kelsey Hubble. Took a little hop before she put the ball on the ground. So another turnover for the Foresters. And we'll see Miranda Palmer check back in for Kelsey Hubble.
I like to see the lineup that the Foresters have right now. You have Allison Trout and you have Miranda Palmer, two great three-point shooters. But as I say that, Allison Trout leaves her man wide open. Flames able to get underneath the basket.
13-11. Foresters still on top. 11 minutes to go in this first half. Trout with the ball, top of the key. Has to get it back out to Baker. Baker going near side to Palmer. Palmer picking up a screen from Eschman. She'll hand off to Baker. 10 on the shot clock. Trout with it. Shoots the three. Just short on that. Young with the rebound. And here comes Hagan and the Flames the other way. Hagan going to Alberry. Down the corner to Lewis. Lewis works it down to Young. She goes up for two. No good. Gets her own miss. Goes up again and is fouled. And one coming from DeAndre Young. And the Flames with the chance to take the lead.
3 and 1s now thus far in the game. 1 for the Foresters, 2 now for the Flames. You can see the effort in both squads, whereas if they're going to draw at the foul, they're going to make sure they score first.
Alberry going to take a seat for the Flames. Back into the ballgame is Davis. Young at the line. Going to hit that one. 14-13. Flames on top of the Foresters. 10:30 remains. Baker going to Palmer, and a foul called now on number 21, Tiffany Lewis. And that'll be her second foul of this contest.
Flames, number 21, Tiffany Lewis, her second.
Baker gonna inbound from the sideline. Gets it into Eschman, then right back. Baker going corner to Palmer for three. That's way off the mark. And Trout hitting the ball out of bounds, trying to get the rebound, so Flames will get possession.
Neither squad able to hit anything from the three-point range thus far. I expect in the second half, someone will get something going.
Lewis goes up to Hagan. Hagan left side to Lewis. Forster's leaving her open for three. She doesn't want it, though. Young immediately drawing the double team, and a foul called from the opposite side. It looked like Recker had the steal, and they're going to call this foul on Amelia Recker. That's her first, and that will be the team's fourth. Inbound goes to Young, top of the key. Now to the near side is Hagan. Hagan driving in for two, swatted away by Eschman. Recker comes up with it, And a foul will be called on the freshman Peyton Hagan, knocking Amelia Eschman to the floor on the fast break. That'll be Hagan's first foul and the team's 6th. Now will bring Peyton Hagan out of the ball game and Tiffany Anzalone back in.
Foresters only down by 1, but they've been doing a great job of just controlling the game.
Recker gets her shot blocked by Anzalone. It'll be Davis pushing it the other way, getting it to Ross. Ross back up top to Davis now, swings it to Lewis. Anzalone with the ball in the corner. Lewis switching it to Davis, working it down to Young. Young draws the double team pass tip. Lewis right there goes up for 2. It's not there. Ball going out of bounds, and the Foresters will get possession. So we'll see Kelsey Hubble come back into the ball game, and she'll replace Courtney Baker. Courtney Baker getting her first rest of the night.
In under 10 minutes now with 9:29 to go here in the first. Foresters down by 1.
Miranda Palmer bringing it up court. St. Mary's with 1-point advantage. Trout gets the handoff, and a foul will be called on Justice Ross, and that puts the Foresters in the bonus. Allison Trout going to go to the line, shoot the 1-and-1. That being the 7th team foul against the Flames. Allison Trout, a 72% free throw shooter on the year. Foresters 3 for 3 already on the game, thanks to Amelia Recker. And Trout able to hit the first. Back tied at 14. Foresters looking to retake the lead. Trout's second attempt's up. Just off the front rim, no good. Young with the rebound. And here come the Flames. Davis with it up top, works it to Lewis on the near side. Lewis holding the ball, getting it to Young on the elbow, back out to Lewis, goes down low to Davis. Davis up for 2, not there. Young with the offensive board, goes up, gets it blocked by Eschman. Ball hit out of bounds by the Flames, so Foresters will regain possession. 14-14, just under 9 minutes to go in the first half. Miranda Palmer, will bring the ball up court for the Foresters with Courtney Baker on the bench. Ashman with the ball. Up top goes to Trout. Trout with the pump fake. Step back goes to Hubble in the lane. Hubble up for 2 and is fouled. Oh, they're going to call a charge against Kelsey Hubble.
They're going to say that number 21, Lewis, squared herself away and got into place, but that is only the 5th team foul for the Foresters as opposed to 7 by the Flames.
That will be Hubble's first foul of the contest and the team's 5th. It'll be Young with the ball, works it to Onslow. Trout on her. Goes to the corner now to Davis. Davis goes down to Young. Young up for 2, and that's good. Lewis tracks down the offensive rebound. Excuse me, that's no good. Lewis gets the rebound, gets it back to Young. Young misses, and now the ball hit out of bounds, and the Foresters get possession. Courtney Baker will check back into the ball game for Allison Trout. Still 14-14, 8:05 remaining in the first half. Baker gets it up court, goes to Hubble for 3, not there. Young with the rebound.
Still no threes yet in this contest. I'm just waiting for something to go off.
And now a steal by Amelia Recker. Young couldn't handle the pass. Baker getting the ball. Throws it corner to Hubble. Hubble gets it to Palmer on the far side. Back up top to Baker. Baker getting the play call from Coach Culler. Palmer with the ball goes to Recker, top of the key. Recker driving left side, draws double team, works over to Eschman on the elbow. Eschman goes to Palmer, 5 on the shot clock. Palmer shoots up the floater, not there. And it'll be Ross getting the rebound. Davis bringing it the other way. Goes to Lewis, now up to Anzalone. Ross with the ball, the left wing. Works it to Tiffany Lewis in the corner, back up top to Davis. 4 ladies on the perimeter as we see Onslow taking a long 2. That's no good. Palmer with the board, gets it to Baker. Baker with clear space, pulls up for 2. That's no good. Ross gets the rebound, gets it up to Davis. Davis goes to Ross. Ross gets it down to Young, and a foul will be called on Courtney Baker. She tried to step in there and get the steal. Now, that will be the 6th team foul against the Foresters and Baker's first. 6:30 remains, still tied at 14. End zone, gonna be the inbounder, works it up top to Young. Young goes to Anslow on the wing, down the corner to Davis. Young getting the ball down low, draws the double team, goes to Lewis, cutting in, picked up nicely by the Foresters. Young now with the ball on the elbow, going to Davis. Davis drive in, kick to Young for 2. That's no good. Eschman with the rebound. She'll go to Baker. Now Hubble with it. She'll get it to Baker, and Baker will reset the offense.
We got just under 6 minutes now here from Sioux City, Iowa. Both of these teams doing a great job defensively.
Baker driving in, now to pull it back out, throws the ball away. Ross going the other way, and Baker comes in there and will be called for the foul. That will be Courtney Baker's 2nd foul, and that will prompt Coach Culler to bring Allison Trout to the scores table, anticipating that she'll come in for Courtney Baker. Ross will be at the line shooting 2, where she's an 81% free throw shooter on the year. She's able to hit the first. We'll see Baker take a seat, Trout in for her. Also Young will take a seat for the Flames, and we'll see Alberry back in for College of St. Mary. Ross' 2nd free throw attempts up. That's no good. Eschman with the rebound. 15-14, the Flames on top of the Foresters. 5:40 remaining in the first half. Palmer handoff to Trout. She'll pop a 3. Hits the front iron, no good. Anselon with the rebound. The Flames working up quickly. Alberry with the ball. Works it to Anslow, top of the key now to Lewis. Alberry with it. Lewis with it on the far side. Now to Ross. We see good movement here from the Flames. As now we're going to see a foul called as Anslow goes up for 2. Going to get an and 1. This foul will be on Allison Trout.
Good by Anslow. The foul is on Huntington's number 5, Allison.
And that'll be Trout's first foul, of the ball game. And that'll be a timeout now from Coach Culler and the Foresters.
Well, all of a sudden now, the Foresters have more fouls with 8, and both teams are in the bonus. St. Mary leads 17-14 with 5:15 to go here in Sioux City, and something that they have kind of taken a hold of, Logan, is, as I mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, that if they're going to cause a foul, where they're going to make sure that they score, and that's the 3rd time they've done it now.
Definitely, we've seen that so far, but another thing to mention is that there are 2 ladies with 2 fouls for the Foresters. Courtney Baker with 2, and also Jacqueline Bonema with 2 fouls. And though Jacqueline Bonema, the primary defender against DeAndre Young, we've seen Eschman come in and do a good job, but Courtney Baker's ultimately the one that gets the tempo rolling. And it'll be interesting to see how that affects the Foresters. They're down by 3, but with Anselon at the line shooting her and 1, it could be extended. Anslow missing the first, and now it'll be Hubble with the rebound, gets it to Palmer. Palmer gonna run the offense with Baker on the bench. Lewis matched up on her. Palmer gets it to Trout. Trout working it down to Recker, up and under for 2. That's good from Amelia Recker. Nice answer there from Recker. Alberry with it, works it to Anselon. Long 3 from Ross, and that falls. First 3-point of the contest falling for Ross and the Flames. 20-16 as we near 4:30 to go in this first half. Flames on top. Palmer goes to Recker, and she's fouled by Anzalone, and that'll put Amelia Recker at the line, shooting the 1-and-1. That'll be Anzalone's second foul of the contest as well. We know that both squads don't go too deep playing 7 or 8 players, so foul trouble could come into play. Recker already 3 for 3 on the night. See our first one up, and that is good. Recker already in double figures with 11 points. Has really been taking control, 12 points, already just taking control of the offense. And Recker's second free throw's up, rolls in for 20-18. Flames on top of the Foresters. Hagan with the ball on the left wing, going to Ross. Ross with the pump fake in the corner, dribbling out of it now. Picks up her dribble, has to go to Hagan. Hagan dribbling out of trouble. Albury with it, works it down to Lewis. Goes to the cutting. Ross tipped away by Trout, but Ross able to track it down. 5 on the shot clock as Hagan goes in for the floater. No good. Recker with the rebound.
Foresters again playing tight defense, and Recker able to get that rebound. There, she has been the rock of the team thus far.
Foresters with a chance to tie it up. Palmer going behind the back in the lane for 2. Count it. 20-20 with 3:45 to go in the first half, and the Foresters with a huge answer.
A huge back and forth battle thus far.
Hagan gonna get called for a travel, the same move that Kelsey Hubble got called for earlier. And you know, Victor, I just looked over to the Flames sideline. We see DeAndre Young getting worked on by the trainer. And so hopefully she is okay for the Flames, but this is time to strike for the Foresters with her on the bench. Recker gets the ball on the elbow, goes to Palmer. Palmer in for 2 and 1, getting hit in the face. And the Foresters retaking the lead. Palmer gonna go to the line for a chance to make it a 3-point play. And now we'll see Andrea Christensen, the 5'10" forward, into the ballgame for the first time tonight. She'll come in for for Shelby Albury, as Albury picked up her 3rd foul. Palmer missing the free throw, uncharacteristic of her, gets her own rebound, goes up, lefty layup, that's good. And now a timeout from Coach Brewer. And the Flames with the Foresters on top, 24-20, 3:16 remaining in this first half. And I have to correct myself, I said the last foul was on Albury, but it was actually on Hagan. That's Hagan's 2nd foul and the team's 9th. This is gonna get even more interesting for sure, Victor. Foresters just on top before. It's been a back and forth battle all game long. And what do you think has been the key for the Foresters in retaking the lead?
Well, the key for the Foresters is controlling the paint. As I've been putting in the stats here, I see time and time again, it's either Amelia Recker, Amelia Eschman, and even Miranda White getting some action in there, as well as Kelsey Hubble just getting in there, getting the rebounds, fighting for it, and taking the fight to the Flames. They got to continue to ignite their fire, and that's exactly what they have been doing. Just control the paint, but now Young is back in the game, so look for the Flames to do something there.
They go right to her as well. Now back up to Christensen. Ross with the ball going to Albury. Young gonna get it again, and now they're gonna call Amelia Eschman. Oh, they're gonna call Young, excuse me, for the offensive foul, clearing out. That will be That'll be Young's first foul of the contest and the team's 10th. So next foul, Foresters, they're in the double bonus and we'll be shooting 2 the rest of the half. Hubble with the ball, top the key, goes to Palmer on the near side wing. Trout with it, top of the key, driving in, up for 2. Go ahead and count that. It will be Davis with it. Works it down to Young. Young drawing the double team just over over Eschman. No good. Gets her own miss, up for 2, and that's good. Recker going to Palmer. Palmer with the top of the key. Driving in for 2. Lefty layup. Count that as well.
Basket by Palmer.
Davis with the ball. Gonna go down to Young, back to Davis. She'll take the long three, no good, and tipped out by Christensen. And so the Foresters will keep possession. .201 remaining. Foresters on top 28-22 over the Flames. Palmer gonna jog it up court for the Foresters. Hubble with it, trying to work it down to Eschman. Stolen away by Davis. Davis coming the other way. She'll go up for two, no good. Alberry with the rebound. Scrap for it on the ground, and a jump ball will be called, and that will favor College of St. Mary. And it will be Anzalone to inbound from her own baseline. Gets it down low to Christensen. Christensen going up for two. Off the mark. Eschman with the rebound. Goes to Palmer. Palmer works it to Hubble. Open for three in the corner. Not there for Kelsey Hubble. Davis with the rebound. She'll try to work it down to Christensen. It's stolen away by Recker. And it'll be Recker now inbounding to Miranda Palmer. They're going to call a jump ball on that one. It favored the Foresters. Palmer going to hand off to Hubble. Hubble top of the key now. Can't shake Davis. Going to get it to Trout. Trout with it. Goes to Eschman in the lane. She'll go up for two, and that's good from Amelia Eschman.
The senior says, don't mind if I don't. Marching it in herself.
Just under a minute to play now. Flames with the ball. Foresters with an 8-point advantage. We'll see Christensen taking the mid-range two, and that drops.
Basket by Christensen.
And now we have about a 10-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock for the Foresters. And Miranda Palmer looks content to try to dribble out as much of this clock as she can. She gets it to Eschman. Eschman handoff to Hubble. Hubble driving in. Works it back out to Recker for two. That's good from Amelia Recker.
The second time she has hit from that spot. As I said, she loves it from the corner.
Davis bringing up 10 seconds to go in the first half. We've hit 5. Alberry with it. 3, 2. They have to shoot. And they can't even get the shot off. And that's how the first half will come to a close with the Foresters on top of the Flames, 32-24.
Well, with the Flames unable to get a shot off, you just have to contribute that to the rock-solid defense of the Foresters that has really held this to a low-scoring game. It's been great thus far to see this back-and-forth battle. We've seen a couple and-ones, a couple of tussles here and there, a lot of zigzagging, but just great game overall by both squads.
Definitely been a good game, and that goes on the shoulders of the Foresters and Coach Culler having her game plan executed to perfection so far. Forced with an 8-point advantage. DeAndre Young has been held in check for the majority of the time, only with 12 points. But the Foresters with Bonema and Eschman and Recker all really doing a good job of getting it to work. And the Foresters without a three-pointer, but they've done it the old-fashioned way. Recker getting some and-one opportunities as well as Miranda Palmer.
We'll take a commercial break here on FDN Sports, a part of the Forester Digital Network. I'm Victor McCarty alongside pretty much the voice of the game, Logan Hunt. Foresters up at half, 32-24 against the Flames.
Plans don't always go the way we want them to, but you're not alone in this adventure called life. Remedy Live is a non-for-profit web station that strives to produce a positive message while helping teens who need it. If we can help you, text the word REMEDY to 313131 or visit our website at remedylive.com to chat with someone there. Remedy Live. We chat, we listen, we love.
I'm Mike Wanis. I'm the Academic Dean at Huntington University. We are very excited about the Institute for Agricultural Studies and for the new program in agribusiness. Agriculture in Indiana is huge. It's a huge part of the economy. There's a lot of people involved. There's so many different levels of participation, from farming all the way up, through all the different kinds of agribusiness. And with our Christian mission, I think that we can bring a unique contribution in that area, because we can look at agriculture and we can look at agribusiness not just as how can we maximize profits, but how are we being good stewards of God's creation? How are we serving humanity through agriculture? So how can we do that and think about issues of sustainability, issues of justice, and not just about the bottom line?
So Fusion Media is kind of this idea to bring broadcasting and film production together. Just doing media, but maybe not in the news field or in the radio field as broadcasting was.
With Fusion Media, you're not stuck in this cookie cutter route to become a news anchor or a radio DJ. There's so much more you can do with it.
Fusion Media is a way to take those everyday experiences and bring them to the students now, in the moment.
I would say there's so many opportunities for you guys to make an instant impact. We have HTV, we have live stream, we have Fuse FM. Like, we're ready for you right now.
It's so exciting as a freshman to be able to come in and right away be doing hands-on things like being a part of HTV and the radio station. And for a freshman coming in, that's so exciting to be able to do those things.
It's just really new. It's the newest idea that's been out. So no other school is going to offer a broadcast fusion media degree. We're the only one that does that. When you come to HU, you're able to really open your field and to be not just a reporter or not just a videographer, but to become someone who's multi-talented. So you can be on air, you can run a camera, you're kind of a one-man band sort of thing. You're really just given the chance to kind of run with ideas and to make stories and to create them interesting from the ground up. And that's a cool opportunity that you're not allowed to do anywhere else.
And we're back here inside Tyson Event Center, the first round of the NAIA Division II Women's Basketball Championship in Sioux City, Iowa. I've been Victor McCarty alongside the voice Logan Hunt. Number 5 Foresters versus number 4 Flames. Huntington up 32-24. And as I said before we went into halftime, Logan, I think the key to winning this game is 1, shutting down Young, and 2, controlling the paint.
Definitely the Foresters are doing a good job controlling the paint. That's been in the absence of Jacqueline Bono. Picked up her second foul in the 13th minute, and we didn't see any more of her. Amelia Eschman really stepping up on the defensive end, coming in and doing a great job on that. We know Bonema had those 2 quick fouls, had a rebound, but it was really the works of the senior Amelia Eschman coming in, getting 2 points and 5 rebounds, going up against Young. And Young, we talked about, you have to shut her down. She has 12 points on the evening and 10 rebounds, already with a double-double in the first half. But the Foresters still on top. They've done what I call the San Antonio Spurs outlook. I know when the Spurs faced the Heat in the finals, they said, we'll let LeBron James score 40 points and get a triple-double, but no one else on the team's going to do anything. And that's been the case. It's been all DeAndre Young, and the Foresters really have shut down Anzalone, Hagan, Ross. They haven't allowed anyone else to get a good look off. If DeAndre Young beats the Foresters, that's exactly how they'll have it. They won't allow anyone else to beat them.
And that's exactly what the Foresters are doing. They're putting all of their money on just letting Young run the court and shutting down the rest of the players. But Amelia Recker, what can you say about her? 15 points, 8 rebounds, 5 of 5 from the free throw line right now. She's looking at like Tim Duncan of the Spurs, just taking charge herself. But then also Miranda Palmer with 8 points, Kelsey Hubble with 4. Neither have any threes yet, but as I mentioned, I'm looking for someone to break out here in the second and get a 3. And then Allison Trout, she has 3 points of her own after heading to the line. And then I also want to say Miranda White, although she doesn't have any rebounds or points, she has proved a pivotal role for the Foresters, enabling Jacqueline Bonema and Amelia Eschman to catch a break in their fight against Young.
You have to bring up Young again. She's 5 for 14 on the night. I mean, that's pretty good in favor of the Foresters. We saw Young, of those 5 shots, 3 of them have been outside jumpers that I don't think the Foresters are necessarily ready for, but they'll let Young take the outside jumpers. If she hits them, she hits them. But down low is where Young, that's when she gets the offensive rebound from her miss and goes back. We've seen her get 2 and 1 opportunities that have hurt the Foresters, but College St. Mary's only shooting 29% from the field. The Foresters shooting 43%. I think that's been definitely a difference maker.
And if you look at the shot chart, as I mentioned, you see the Foresters controlling their paint. Almost every shot that they have made has come from inside the paint. Recker has made a couple from the upper right corner, and then 1 over on the left side. But then you look at the Flames, and they're missing from everywhere out on the court. And they've only got a couple on inside, but just a whole bunch of misses on the inside. And as we mentioned, that has to do in part to Jacqueline Bonner, Amelia Eschman, Amelia Recker, Courtney Baker. I mean, the whole team just getting in there and making a stop. You just can't say enough about these girls.
Well, you talked about controlling the paint, and that's come from the offense that the Foresters run with the motion offense, just constantly setting screens, moving the perimeter. And I've seen at the last 5 minutes of the half, the Foresters with that slowly work their way from running the motion from the three-point line to right around the free throw line. It just keeps getting closer and closer in. And we see the guards like Palmer and Trout and Baker, but in particularly Miranda Palmer there late, really just working her way in the paint. And most teams are scared to go down low because DeAndre Young's presence, but Palmer just was able to go right around her a lot of times. She just sidesteps her and goes up for 2. We've seen her get a few and 1 opportunity as well. And like I mentioned, Amelia Recker, what more can you say? She's just been taking care of business. 15 points already. She's just been doing her thing.
The Foresters came out a bit early in the half, and they were able to shoot the ball around a little bit more, get some extra practice time in there. But the Flames, just coming out of the locker room, they're pulling a Forester maneuver, as I like to say, of when the Foresters faced Olivet Nazarene. They used up all the time that they could inside the locker room. So I think the coach, he might just playing that game of chess with Lori Culler and seeing just what kind of plans he can scheme up with his girls, as he probably assumed that the Foresters would double team Young. the whole game, but that has not been the case. As you mentioned, it has been the Spurs type play style where, hey, let your star athlete score, but shut down the rest of the team.
That's exactly what it's been like. That's why the Foresters lead 32-24 as we start the second half of action. It's the starters on the floor for both teams. Davis, Hagan, Young, Lewis, and Anzalone out on the floor for the Flames. And for the Foresters, Palmer, Hubble, Recker, Baker, and Bonema. We see the Flames with it. Hagan at top of the key, working to Davis. Now corner to Lewis. Davis getting it, works it to Young. Young getting almost stripped away. Anzalone with it. Getting to Hagan, 5 on the shot clock. Hagan with the lefty floater, not there. Baker tracks down the rebound. And Courtney Baker will attack on her 6th rebound of the night, and Palmer going the other way, trying to create something, but Lewis with good defense on her. Palmer now in trouble, has to get this off. And Coach Culler will call a timeout early in this first half to save Miranda Palmer from the 5-second violation. Not how the Foresters wanted to start their first offensive trip of the second half.
Well, the Flames, they started a bit rocky as well in the first half. Get a couple of turnovers, and they were able to collect themselves. And the Foresters, not exactly the way they want to start the second half either, but they're still leading 32-24. And hey, if you got the timeouts, you might as well use them.
Courtney Baker, though, just like what presence she had from her speed. We've seen both passes going down to Young. Baker's been right there to tip it, whether Young has it in her hand or not. Baker just not even allowing Young to get any touches. Hubble to inbound from the sideline. Gonna get it up to Baker. There's 10 on the shot clock. Baker gets it to Recker on the baseline. Going down to Bonema. Young getting her hand on it now. Scrap for it on the ground. Hagan comes up with it. And it's the Flames pushing. Hagan losing the ball. Baker coming up with the steal. Now a 4-on-2 the other way. Recker getting the pass. She'll go up for 2. Misses that. Rebound goes to Palmer. Palmer going to dribble out to the perimeter and get it back up top to Courtney Baker.
Baker slows it down after an escalation of events. Foresters diving on the court, and then Baker faking out the Flames defensively and able to steal the ball away.
15 on the shot clock. Foresters getting a little careless with the ball. Baker driving in, and a blocking call on Davis as Baker able to draw that foul. That'll be Davis's first foul of the contest and the team's first of this half. So fresh 30 as Hubble gets it to Recker. Recker gets it taken away by Hagan, and then a jump ball will give it back to the Foresters. Recker able to get her hands on it. So the Foresters are going to try it again. Hubble inbound from underneath their own basket. Gets it to Bonema on the perimeter. She'll hand off to Hubble. Hubble driving left side, kick out to Baker. Baker going to take the mid-range. That's not there. Bonema slapping the ball out of bounds, trying to corral the loose ball.
Well, after the inbounds, we saw Jacqueline Bonema try to set up the screen for Kelsey Hubble, and after a couple of misses from the three-point range, she hesitated, and she did that against Marion. She cannot do that here today. I want to see her, whether she makes it or not, just start to shoot off some shots.
Hagan with the ball goes up top to Lewis. Lewis going back door to Anzalone. Picked up well by the Foresters. Back out to Hagan for 3. That's no good. Rebound goes to Bonema. Bonema getting a board over. Young gets it to Baker. Baker, open lane, clear out, goes to Palmer for 3. Not there. Rebound goes to Young, and the Foresters just struggling from the three-point line. So now we see a full court pass going to Lewis. She'll drive in, gets it blocked by Bonema, gets her own rebound, goes up, and is fouled. This foul will be on Bonema. Now will be her 3rd foul.
Fouls on the Foresters, number 10, Jacqueline Bonema.
So we'll see Lewis at the line for the first time. She's a 63% free throw shooter. She's able to hit the first. Amelia Eschman now will come in for Bonema, and she picked up that 3rd foul. Also, we'll see Justice Ross come in for Hagan and the Flames. 17:37 to go in this first round action for the Foresters. Foresters on top, 32-26, following that free throw made by Tiffany Lewis. Palmer with it. Dribbling around top of the key. Works out to Hubble. Hubble step back free throw line, Jay. just not falling for her as Young comes up with the rebound. She'll go to Davis. Davis getting it up quickly, out to Anzalone. She'll take the three. That's off the mark. Palmer with the rebound. Forster's looking to push. Palmer gonna drive in, dish out. Now Recker with it, top of the key. She'll drive, dish to Baker. She'll shoot, and that's good for the long two. Courtney Baker showing her range. 8-point advantage for the Foresters. Davis with the ball, top of the key, goes to Lewis on the far side. Now to Ross, she'll take a three from top of the key, that's no good. Baker with the rebound. And here come the Foresters. Courtney Baker full throttle. Goes to Hubble, cutting inside, and a foul will be on Davis. Davis picking up her second blocking foul.
She was just not quick enough to set herself in, and Kelsey Hubble exposed that, getting right into her.
That'll be the team's second foul of this half as well. Hubble, the inbounder, from underneath her own basket, gets it to Palmer in the corner. Palmer throwing it up top to Baker, gets the offense rolling. She'll go to Hubble. Hubble pump fake from three. Hand off to Recker. She'll take a long two, and that's good from Amelia Recker, who's only missed 2 shots tonight, and she is on fire with 17 points. Davis with it. She's going to go down to Young. Young draws the triple team, and it's stolen away. She tries passing to Lewis. Baker comes up with it. She's coming the other way. Palmer with the ball. Drive in for two, no good. Tipped out by Eschman, but Davis comes up with it for the Flames. Flames with numbers. Davis drive in, goes to Anzalone. Anzalone backing in, down low on Baker, goes to Young. Back out to Anzalone, she'll fire from three. That's no good. Baker with the rebound, goes to the ground, but continues her dribble. And she's just everywhere on this court. She'll pass it up to Hubble. Hubble up for two, no good. Young with the rebound, she'll go to Davis. 15 minutes remain. Forster still on top by 10 as Davis drives in for two, and that's good.
That's good by David.
Both teams looking winded, in desperate need of what usually is a media timeout, but there are no media timeouts here in the tournament, just the timeouts called by the coaches. Recker with the ball on the elbow, has Young on her. She goes to Palmer. Palmer step back three is blocked by Young. Eschman comes up with it. And now a loose ball. They'll call jump ball now as Davis got in there, got her hands on Amelia Eschman. So jump ball will favor the Flames, and they will regain possession. We'll see Alberry come in for Anzalone, and also Kelsey Hubble will take a seat, and for her will be Allison Trout. 36-28, 14:50 remains. Lewis with the ball goes up top to Ross. Ross going down to Young, draws the double team. Baker slapping it away from Young. Recker comes up with the loose ball, gets it now to Baker. Baker up quickly to Palmer. Palmer driving in for two, rolls around and out. And that's Alberry with the rebound. She gets it into the hands of Davis, who gets it up court. 4 girls on the perimeter with a Young just trying to work down low as Davis drives in, gets it poked away from behind by Baker and out of bounds. So the Flames will get possession. 17 on the shot clock for them. Ross, the inbounder, underneath their own basket. Throws it up to Young. She gets it. Young goes up to Alberry, now to Ross. Ross spinning, goes up and is fouled, and one not going to be there. So Ross will be at the line shooting two, with that foul being on Miranda Palmer. That's her first.
It's a good sign for being only Miranda Palmer's first. She has 8 points still for the Foresters.
Ross able to hit her free throw.
Justin Ross at the line for College of St. Mary.
Ross going to attempt her second one, and that's no good. Lane violation going to be called on Ross. Shot wouldn't have counted anyway. So 36-29, 14 minutes, 11 seconds remaining in this first round action between the Foresters and the Flames. Foresters, like we mentioned, already saw one Crossroads League foe take a fall early on in the tournament. They're not trying to add to that. Palmer with the ball up top, 15 on the shot clock. Hand off to Trout. Trout rolling left side, gets it to Baker. She'll take a long two. It's not there. Eschman with the offensive board, and she is fouled. And the Forester fans going nuts and in favor of the seniors hustle play.
Being in the same class as Amelia Eschman, I've seen her grow since freshman year, and she has really come into her own this year. She's had some breakout games, and she's really putting forth the effort here in Sioux City.
Well, they are calling the foul. Calling the foul on Tiffany Lewis. And that's Lewis's third foul, and Tiffany Lewis, a great defender for St. Mary's. She's been all over Miranda Palmer all game, not giving her an inch. So that's something to keep your eye on. But also we see Alberry for the Flames having, it looks like a nosebleed, so she has to come out. Good catch by the referee. Peyton Hagan, the freshman guard, will come in for her. Trout able to inbound it to Palmer. Palmer going out to Trout for three. Just off the front iron, no good. Young with the rebound. She gets it to Hagan. Hagan gets it up quickly now to Davis. Davis to Lewis, back to Davis on the perimeter. Hagan with the top of the key, works it to Lewis on the far side. Now down low to Davis, up for two, and she will be fouled by Courtney Baker. And that will be Baker's third foul.
Foul is on Foresters number 34.
So Davis will go to the line to shoot two. She's only a 59% free throw shooter. And her first one rattles out. So now we'll see Kelsey Hubble coming in for Courtney Baker. Good catch there from Coach Culler, understanding the situation, how Courtney Baker, how important she's been on the defensive end, really shutting down Young, not even allowing a pass to get to her. We see Davis' second free throw rattle home, hitting every part of the rim. Cuts the lead to 6 for the Foresters with 13:15 remaining. Recker with the ball goes to Eschman on the perimeter. Young meets her out there. Hubble getting the ball in the lane, goes to Trout. Trout the free throw line, rolling right side, up and under move for two, not there. Rebound goes to Young. She gets it up to Davis. Davis pushing the tempo for the Flames. She gets it to Ross. Ross going down to Young. Turnaround J is good over Amelia Eschman. Now only a 4-point advantage for the Foresters.
Foresters are in a drought right now, and with Young kind of getting a little bit momentum right there, they have got to get something started.
Palmer takes it, has to throw it back out to Hubble in the corner. Hubble getting nothing going, goes to Recker on the three-point line. 10 on the shot clock. Recker trying to back down Lewis. Gonna go up and under for two, not there. Gets her on board, goes up. It's not there as well, and Lewis coming up with the rebound. And here comes Davis and the Flames the other way. Lewis with the ball. Goes to Ross, top of the key. Ross going down to Young, same turnaround Jay. Not good that time. Eschman with the board, goes to Palmer. Palmer looking to push. Dish to Trout, baseline Jay, too hard, and Hagan gets the rebound. And she's gonna go all the way for two, and that's good. And Coach Culler would like a full timeout.
Allison Trout did not know who to guard there because just a fake out led to the maneuver underneath the basket for the Flames. And I was going to mention with the Foresters taking such quick shots on the opposite end of the court, I would really like them to just slow it down because the momentum all of a sudden is in the favor of the Flames. And the Foresters, they had a good lead at the half, and they want to make sure that they keep it going throughout the rest of the game. As we mentioned, they faced number 5th ranked Menlo last year, and with them facing another 5th ranked team this year, they'd like to be a 5th ranked again.
Definitely. We've seen the whole tournament, there have been 2 4-and-5 matchups, or excuse me, there have been 2 4 versus 5 matchups, and both times the 5 has won. Oklahoma Wesleyan beat Eastern Oregon. Also Briarcliff beat Menlo. So Foresters trying to keep the tradition alive of the 5s beating the 4s so far. And what the Foresters need to understand is that they're still winning this ball game. They are still up by 2. It feels like St. Mary's just had a huge run to go up by 10, but the Foresters had such a big gap from the first half that they created. They are still winning with 11:45 remaining. And it's not that they've had any turnovers necessarily, it's been just missed shots. The Foresters have to, like we mentioned in the pregame, you have to hit your shots. It's been the team hitting the shots that are winning the ballgame. Not necessarily the most athletic, the most defensive mind, but just the team that can hit their shots, win the ballgame.
Well, the Foresters are 0 of 12 from the three-point range, but it's not so good for the Flames either. They are 1 of 9 from the three-point range. Foresters shooting 32%, whereas the Flames 29%. So really, if the Foresters just hit their shots, they would be winning this game by even more.
Hubble with the ball. And now an offensive foul call on Jacqueline Bonma, who just subbed in for Amelia Eschman. And that'll be her 4th foul. And so now we'll see Courtney Baker come in for Kelsey Hubble and Amelia Eschman coming in for Bonema. That's a big loss for the Foresters. Bonema having to go to the bench with her 4th foul, but Eschman's done a great job all night. I didn't necessarily see that offensive foul call, and I'm not sure the rest of the Forester fans did either. Nonetheless, that is her 4th foul. We see Lewis working it down to Young. Young draws the double team, turnaround 2, rolls around and out. Recker with the rebound, and now a foul the other way. And this foul's on Lewis. That's her 4th foul. And it looks like they're going to keep her in the ball game. Her coaches just looked at her and said, "You got 4." That's interesting seeing her still in the ballgame from the Foresters. I would attack her with her 4 fouls because she will lay off if you go down low. Right now she's on Recker. We see Palmer with the ball, going to get a screen from Recker. She'll drive in, pump fake, go up for 2. It's going to get called for the travel. And I think had she gone up, she would have had Young pick up a foul, but Palmer brought it back down, and rightfully so, a travel violation called.
We got 11 minutes left here in the second. Foresters still lead by 2. Both teams have made mistakes, but now is not the time to do so.
We see Lewis checking out of the ballgame now. Alberry in for her. We see the Flames coming the other way. Hagan gonna dish out in the corner to Ross. Ross now going down to Young. Young up for 2, and that's good.
Basket by Young.
Deandra Young just having a fantastic game so far. In double figures with 16 points and 15 rebounds.
Well, when you average a double-double, Logan, you expect nothing less.
Palmer gonna shoot a 3. That's no good. Trying to come up with the loose ball. It's Davis getting the rebound and coming the other way. She'll drive in for 2, and that drops for her, and now, just like that, St. Mary's takes the lead, 38-36 with 10 minutes to go. Trout with the ball, dish to Eschman for 2. That's not gonna fall either. And the Foresters in a major drought here. It's costing them so far. As we see Hagan drive in, she'll go down to Young. Young up for 2, misses and hits it out of bounds. Good job by Miranda Palmer rotating down to get her hand straight up on Young. And now we'll see Hubble check in for Miranda Palmer, and the Foresters are in dire need of a basket. Baker getting it up, court handoff to Trout. Trout rolling right side, goes to Eschman on the elbow, now up to Hubble. Hubble going into the lane for 2. They're going to call no shot, foul on the ground. This foul will be on Peyton Hagan.
Fouls on the Flames, number 3, Peyton Hagan.
That's her 3rd foul. It's Kelsey Hubble inbound from the baseline. Gets it to Eschman, up top, now to Recker. Recker on the elbow, draws the double team, goes to Baker for a long 2, and that's good from Courtney Baker, the senior, ending the drought for the Foresters.
That was a 10-point drought for the Foresters. Finally able to get some points and get back in this game, tied up at 38. 9-10 remains.
Davis with an easy layup on the other end, and the Foresters just getting beat from all around defensively. Courtney Baker dribbling around with the ball, finds Trout on the wing. Trout trying to work it down to Recker. It's poked away by Alberry, and a steal for the Flames. Hagan with the ball, gonna try a long 3. That's no good. Alberry gonna keep it in bounds. Young comes up with it, gets it back to Alberry. Now Ross with it up top, and she'll get it to Davis. Davis to Alberry, now to Ross for 3. And that drops for Ross. And the Flames hitting their shots here late. And that will extend their lead to 5 with 8:26 remaining. And the Foresters really have been held in check this second half, only scoring 6 points. And this second half drought is absolutely killing the Foresters. We've seen the Flames come all the way back to take the lead by 5.
It was a good timeout by Coach Culler. She wants to have the momentum on her side and is definitely on the side of the Flames right now after a 10-0 run by them and then knocking down a 3. Only the second 3 of the game, both owned by the Flames. The Foresters, they are still 0 of 13 from the 3-point range. We'd love to see either Palmer, Hubble, Trout, someone just keep on taking your shots. I think this is what's happened to them, is that they've begun to hesitate once more. We've seen this throughout the whole season, that if they're not making their shots, then they hesitate, and that is not something you got to do if you want to win this game with 8:26 remaining here in Sioux City.
Definitely the Foresters have some work to do, whether it's going to be Recker or Palmer or Hubble. It's going to have to be the scorers. They're going to have to just take control of this game, and the Foresters haven't hit a 3-point shot all game long. Would definitely like one here out of the timeout. 8:26 remaining, 43-38. St. Mary's on top of Huntington. Baker with the ball, goes to Eschman on the elbow. Goes to Trout, she'll pop a 3. Just rattling around and out. Loose ball on the ground, and there'll be a jump ball, and that will favor the Foresters. The Foresters are gonna get another look at it. It'll be Hubble inbounding from the baseline. Foresters just can't quite buy a bucket right now. Trout with the ball, trying to go to work down low, goes up for 2, and that's no good. Young with the rebound. She'll go to Davis. Davis bringing it up court. Pass to Hagan. Now Alberry with it. Ross with it on the wing, trying to go down to Young. She gets it to her. Young driving in on Eschman for 2, and that's good. Baker pushing it the other way for the Foresters. Goes to Hubble. Hubble now to Trout. Trout driving in, pulls back out to Eschman. Hubble with the ball, top of the key. Passes to Trout on the wing. Trout getting it poked away. Alberry coming up with the steal. She will get trapped, now gets it to Ross. Ross going down to Young. Picks up her dribble out to Alberry for 3. And that's an air ball way off the mark. And that will bring in Miranda Palmer in for Allison Trout. And the Foresters down 45-38 with 7 minutes, 12 seconds remaining in this ball game.
Well, with the Foresters playing without Jacqueline Bonham with 4 fouls, it is laid open the path for Young to just have a hayfield as she continues to add points. Right now, has a double-double at 18 points, 16 rebounds, but Amelia Recker, she also has a double-double of 17 points, 10 rebounds, as we see Courtney Baker head to the line now.
Baker doing a good job getting herself to the line. When shots aren't falling, just try to go to the free throw line. She's an 80% free throw shooter, but misses the first. And now we'll see Jacqueline Bonema coming in for Amelia Eschman. Foresters really need some points here. With St. Mary's kind of on a roll, the Foresters need to get every point that they can to try to stop this run. Baker's second one rattles home for her. It's now a 6-point advantage for St. Mary's. Davis quickly the other way, goes to Hagan. Hagan down low, gets it poked away. Recker comes up with the ball and then throws it out of bounds. Her and Baker not on the same page, and a missed opportunity there for the Foresters. Alberry will be the inbounder. Gets it to Davis, right back to Alberry. She's gonna get it down to Young on Bonema, now out to Ross for 3. That's no good. Baker with the board. And she's looking to push it. Drives all the way in, dish to Palmer for 3. That's short. Palmer tracks down her own miss, however. Now she'll drive in for 2, and she will be fouled. So Miranda Palmer will go to the line to shoot 2.
Well, I think this might be the strategy for the Foresters now, is just cause some fouls and get yourself to the line, because they've only scored 3 points in the second half.
Well, that's the 4th foul on Hagan and the team's 7th. As Palmer hits the first, so the Foresters are shooting the 1-and-1 the rest away. They're in the bonus, and that definitely is the key. Is try to, when shots aren't falling, get yourself to the free throw line. As Palmer's second free throw drops as well. She's an 88% free throw shooter on the year. Now we see a full court press coming from the Foresters. And the Flames able to break that. Hagan gets the pass, left open for 3, and makes the Foresters pay. 48-41, 6:13 remaining. Flames on top. What's been a magnificent run on their part. Bonema gets the ball down low on Young and gets it swatted away. Now she'll throw it back up top to Baker. 15 on the shot clock. Baker gets it to Palmer. Palmer with the step back, trying to go to work on Davis. Gets herself in the lane. Dish off to Bonema down low, and Bonema able to get the layup to drop. And the Foresters going to jump out of their press to just get back on defense.
It was a crazy play with Palmer falling down, but Bonema luckily there, as we'll see a timeout by the Flames.
And now we'll see a timeout by Coach Brewer and the Flames. St. Mary on top of Huntington, 48-43, 5:38 remaining. And like you said, Victor, the Foresters haven't had much going this half at all. Only 9 points. It's been due in part to many free throws. Foresters can't buy a three-pointer.
0 of 15.
That's very uncharacteristic of them, and especially they came out shooting very well in the first half, and then second half really, I want to say they cooled down, but that'd be an understatement. It's like they got on the first flight back to Antarctica. I mean, they've been ice cold, not hitting a single thing. It's been free throws even keeping them in this half, and their defense hasn't necessarily been bad. It's just been some miscommunications down low, but they forced Young into some bad shots, but she's made them pay. She's hit 3 shots only in this half.
Well, with 5:38 left to go, Color definitely wanted to use that timeout well. Use her enemy's timeout to good use. As Foresters retake the court. In this second half, again, they've only scored 9 points. In the last half, almost every one of their points came from their paint. This half, they've only got 1. So I think that has to say something, that the Flames, reason why they didn't come out at halftime is because they were drawing up some plays to prevent points inside the paint.
Well, we see Hagan with the ball going to Albury, trying to work it down to Young. Say goes to Ross. Now Ross gets it to Young. Young up for 2 over Bonema, and that's good. Out of the timeout. Nice score there from the Flames.
And speaking of points inside the paint, looking at the shot chart, it's almost exactly the opposite, whereas the Flames have just scored lights out inside the paint the second half.
Recker getting the ball down low, going up for 2. No good. Nice defense from Albury as Young gets the rebound. She gets it to Davis. Davis gets it up court. Throws to Albury. Albury working it down to Young again. Young going up, blocked by Bonema. And here comes Baker, and the Foresters the other way. Hubble driving in, spin move for 2, no good. And Ross with the rebound.
Well, it was a beautiful maneuver, but just too much spin on the ball.
That'll be Ross with it. Goes to Albury, left open from 3, not going to take. Instead, she goes to Hagan. Hagan back to Albury, trying to work it down to Young. Young out to Davis. And Davis gets her pocket picked by Baker. 2-on-1 fast break. Baker dish to Palmer, up for 2, and 1 from Miranda Palmer. 4:18 remaining. St. Mary's on top of the Huntington, 50-45. Palmer at the line to try to tack on 1 more. And fouls on Hagan, and Hagan has fouled out of this ball game. That's her 5th foul.
And the thing is that Hagan, she's been the one hitting the threes for the Flames, so that just took away a weapon for them.
We'll see Tiffany Lewis into the ballgame for Hagen, and Lewis has 4 fouls of her own. Force Neat just have to keep attacking. Palmer at the line. Able to get that one to drop. Only a 4-point ball game. Flames on top of the Foresters. And now a timeout. An official's timeout. I don't believe the clock started on time. They want to work that out. 2 seconds taken off the clock. 4:16 now.
And with that 4:16 and a couple players, one has already fouled out, and soon some might others as well. Foresters, I think that is what they're trying to do. They're trying to play the long game and just settle themselves in, down by 4 right now with 4 minutes to go.
It'll be Albury with the ball, getting it down to Young, 10 on the shot clock. Young gets it poked away by Baker, throws it back out to Albury, now to Ross. Ross driving it and is fouled. Foul will be on Palmer, tripping her from behind. Foul on the ground, however, it's only the team's 5th foul and Palmer's 2nd. But that will reset the shot clock to 30. And St. Mary's can burn some more clock if they please. Ross just gets it in to Lewis on time. Now Flames working the ball around the perimeter. Lewis with it now to Davis. Davis going down to Young, draws the double team. Ball on the ground. Young picks it back up. Back to Davis. And Davis drawing the foul on Courtney Baker. Baker wrapping around, getting called for her 4th foul. So Courtney Baker and Jacqueline Bonema both on the floor with 4 fouls. And there's 3:35 remaining. Flames still on top by 4. Young gets the inbound. She'll go to work down low, and an easy 2 for her. And now Coach Brewer and the Flames would like a timeout with 3:30 remaining. 52-46. Flames on top of the Foresters, and the Foresters just have had no answer for the Flames offensively in this half.
They have not, Logan, being outscored 14-26 here in the second half. That is not good, and they're still dry from the 3-point range. 0 of 15. The Flames, they have hit 2 in this second half, but the one who has done that has fouled out. But speaking of fouling out, Foresters, I don't know what they're going to do if Bonema or Baker fouls out. They each have 4 right now. Eshman has been doing a tremendous job trying to stuff the paint against Young, and I've been witnessing a sort of triangle defense on Young. You either got Recker and Eshman or Recker and Bonema on the inside trying to box in Young, and then you have Courtney Baker trying to come from behind and get the steal. I don't know if they'll continue with that triangle defense continuing forward, but they have got to start up something, find a way back inside the paint, because as I mentioned on the shot chart, Foresters just hitting nothing really inside the paint, whereas the Flames just controlling it this whole second half.
Well, we know at halftime St. Mary's was shooting 29% from the field. They're now shooting 36%, and the Foresters are shooting 43% from the field. They've dropped all the way down to 32%. And that's just a testimony of what's happened so far in this half. So we see Palmer stepping back, take a 3. No good. Bonema with the rebound, back out to Palmer. She'll take a long 2. That's no good as well. Young with the rebound. And here comes Davis and the Flames the other way. Davis gets it to Albury, down low to Young. Young up for 2, no good. Baker getting the rebound. We saw Bonema go to the ground. She should be okay. Hubble coming into the paint, dish to Recker. Recker going up for 2, that's good. Lead back down to 4 with 2:45 remaining in this ball game.
Recker really being the only Forester to get anything going here in the second half. She has 19 points.
Lewis with the ball on the wing, gets it to Young. Young down low, gonna just put it back out onto the perimeter. Ross with the ball. Goes up top to Lewis. Lewis gets her pass stolen away by Hubble. Hubble going the other way, up for 2, and that's good. 2:20 remaining, and it's a 2-point ball game. Big steal there from Kelsey Hubble, igniting some fire into the Foresters. She was just zigzagging her way past the defenders to get that steal. Young gets the ball down low and answers with a 2 of her own. Here comes Baker pushing the other way under 2 minutes. She'll drive in, up for 2. No foul call. Young getting the rebound. She'll go up to Davis and gets it to Ross. Ross out to Lewis, top of the key. And now Coach Brewer will call another timeout. He'll have 1 remaining with 1:38 remaining. The Flames on top of the Foresters, 54-40. And I thought the Foresters had some life in them there. And then Courtney Baker maybe got fouled on the other end. No foul call, couldn't quite get the layup to fall, but that was a much needed possession for the Foresters. But for this last minute and 38 seconds, Foresters gonna have to play just strong defense, and they are going to want to more than likely come down to a fouling game and a free throw game. And the person to put on the line to be Tiffany Lewis or Amir Davis. We've seen them both struggle. Amir Davis only a 59% free throw shooter. Lewis only a 63. So those would be the 2 you'd want to put on the line if it comes down to it.
Well, with 1:38 to go, the game plan that we had talked about of just letting DeAndre Young score as much as she wants. She scored 24 and 19 rebounds. That has kind of not worked according to plan in this final 2 minutes, because Young now, she is really taking control of that team as the Foresters just let her score. Well, hate to say it, but the Flames are going to run away with this game. But the lead is only at 4 points. It is very doable for this resilient Forester squad.
Foresters can't allow the pass to go down to Young. They need someone else to take the shot. Now it'll come with Bonema and Baker having to work together. 15 on the shot clock. 2-3 zone by the Foresters out of the timeout. Young gonna get the pass on the elbow, works it to Ross for 3. That's way off the mark. Davis getting the rebound. They're gonna say nip the rim, so a fresh 30 coming. Albury with it, goes to Lewis. Lewis to Young. Young going up for 2 and is fouled. Be interesting to see who they call the foul, and I believe they're gonna call it on Amelia Recker, and they will. That'll be Recker's second foul, and they'll put Young at the line shooting 2.
Well, that's a lifesaver, because I thought that foul was going to be on Jacqueline Bonema, and that would have meant trouble for the Foresters.
Young with some big free throws here. And she misses the first. That'll be her first miss from the free throw line today. Foresters going to have to box out and score quickly. Still have time, but need to be in a hurry. 5-point ball game with Young hitting that free throw. 1:15 remaining, 5-point ball game. Baker gets it to Bonema. Bonema to Hubble. She'll fire from 3. That's short. Air ball from her, and Davis comes up with the rebound. She's sprinting the other way. She goes to Lewis, into Young for 2, and that's good. And here comes Baker trying to push it. 7-point ball games. We're under a minute to go. Baker goes to Recker. Recker driving in, gonna go up for 2. That's good. 46 seconds, and Coach Culler would like a timeout. 57-52, and now with it being a 5-point ball game, the Foresters gonna have to play the foul game.
Well, the Foresters, they were trying to foul before Young got underneath the basket, and I saw Courtney Baker reaching in there, and I know she just tried to do that out of instincts, but then you heard the rest of the girls yelling, no, don't do that. And it's a good thing a foul was not called, because the Foresters need Baker and Bonema right now. 46 seconds to go, 57-52 in favor of the Flames. Coach Culler calling a timeout. As you mentioned, Logan, this would be the time to just start fouling the Flames and then just trying to work with what you got. You want to draw out this 46 seconds as long as possible.
Definitely, that's what the Foresters are going to want to do. And we mentioned it'd be Davis. Davis already on the game, missing 2 free throws. Also, Ross is 2 for 5 from the line. And when you look at free throws, it is Davis is the one you really want to foul her and put her to the line, force her to hit her free throws, only shooting 59%. And you got to think that's what Coach Culler is telling them. And if you can't get a steal or a trap on the inbound, you're going to have to get that foul. And both teams with 1 timeout remaining, possession arrow favors the Flames. So you don't want to jump ball. You want to get this ball away.
And I know I've said don't hesitate when shooting the ball, but the Foresters being 0 of 17 from the three-point range, they cannot shoot at three right now. They have got to get inside the paint.
Young gets it to Davis, and she wisely gets it up to Alberry. And Alberry is fouled. And Alberry, a 61% free throw shooter on the year, hasn't taken any free throws today. 40 seconds on the clock. 5-point ball game. It's the 1-and-1 still, with that being the 8th team foul. We see Baker and Bonma checking back in for Eschman and Trout. We're in there, obviously, for fouling purposes. It's interesting to see that Young isn't even on the box. It'll be Bonma and Recker trying to box out Lewis and Davis, but Alberry able to hit her first. Still only a 2-possession ball game. Second one's coming. And Alberry able to hit that as well. Courtney Baker sprinting it up court. She goes to Hubble. Hubble drives in, now to Recker. Recker step back 2, no good. Ball on the ground, and Recker and Alberry tie it up. And like we said, the possession arrow gonna favor the Flames with 27 seconds remaining. We'll see Trout come in for Courtney Baker. Also, we're gonna see the likes of Brooke Yoder. She'll be coming into the ball game.
Well, I can see Coach Collard's game plan there. Yoder's been known to hit some threes, and with the Foresters being 0 of 17 with the lineup they have right now, maybe they could use some fresh feet on the court.
We'll see Ross getting the inbound to Young, not wanting to foul her. Now Ross has it, and she is fouled by Yoder with 24 seconds remaining. It'll be Justice Ross going to the line, still shooting the 1-and-1 with a 59-52 advantage. Now we'll see Courtney Baker back in for Brooke Yoder. Ross already on the day, has hit 2 for 3. So our first one's good. Still going to be a 3-possession ball game for the Foresters. Got to think, they haven't hit a 3 all game, but they still are going to have to take them at this point. Racker going to roll the ball up. Baker going to pick it up and go. Gets it to Palmer. She'll take a long 3. No good from her. Alberry with the rebound. She gets it to Ross. And Ross is fouled by Kelsey Hubble. And you can kind of feel it now in the air as Ross will go back to the line. This time she'll be shooting 2 no matter what, with the Foresters being in the double bonus. 61-52, with only 13 seconds remaining. Ross able to hit the first. Now we'll see Amelia Eschman coming in for Amelia Recker.
Amelia Recker with a tremendous game, 21 points and 10 rebounds, a double-double for her.
And Ross hitting the second as well. Nelby Baker getting the inbound, coming up court. She'll take a long 2, and that drops with 7 seconds remaining. Ross inbound to Young. She'll go to Alberry. Alberry to Davis, and that is how this one went, with the final buzzer sounding. And it will be the St. Mary Flames beating the Huntington University Foresters 63-54 in this first round action.
Unfortunate loss for the Foresters after going to the second round last year. We'll take a break real quick here on FDN Sports, compile the final stats, and then be right back with a final word here from Sioux City.
1:45 p.m. Your opponent will be the winner of our next game on the
And we're back here inside Sioux City, Iowa for the NAIA Division II Women's Basketball Championship. An unfortunate turn of events for the Foresters. 5th-ranked Foresters losing to the 4th-ranked Flames, 54-63. And really, I'd really just have to contribute this to one factor, Logan. It's not that Young had 27 points and 19 rebounds, but it's that the fact the Foresters were 0 of 18 from the three-point range. Usually where Hubble, Trout, Palmer, even Baker's known to hit a few, are able to get something going, but just not hitting today.
I said the Foresters only scoring 22 points in the second half. They were outscored 39-22 in the second half, and I mean that's exactly what happens. You have to finish a ball game, and the Foresters have been known to finish ball games, but just couldn't quite do it today in the tournament. Like you mentioned, 0 for 18 from 3, and especially when the Foresters, I don't want to say live and die by the 3, but it's definitely a big part of their ball game. It
is indeed, and as you mentioned, Logan, being outscored 22-39 here in the second half. In the first half, they outscored CSM 32-24. So as I mentioned, Flames milking every second of that clock during halftime to regroup themselves because they were caught off guard by the newfound defense of the Foresters. But just naming off some leading scores here today, as I mentioned, we have DeAndre Young, 27 points, 19 rebounds, just tremendous feat for her. And then second leading scorer for the Flames was Justice Ross with 12 points of around. Then on the Forester end of the ball, Amelia Recker doing what she can with 21 points and 10 rebounds, a double-double for her. And then Miranda Palmer with 13 points, 5 rebounds. And also Recker, she was 5 of 5 from the free throw line. Foresters not really able to get to the free throw line that much in the second half, so that's what also contributed to it. But Foresters started off the second half, a 10-0 run by the Flames, and that is not how you want to do in this tournament.
Definitely, you have to come out hot every time, and once the Foresters couldn't get anything goes, it's kind of like boom, there goes the dynamite. It's pretty much over at that point. You have to be able to hit your threes and hit your shots. Like you mentioned, Amelia Recker with a double-double, 21 and 10. Miranda Palmer had 13 points. She still found a way to score. Courtney Baker did a great job. She had 11 rebounds and also a couple steals to her name. Jacqueline Bonham and Amelia Eshman both did the best job they could against a very good DeAndre Young, who went 12 for 26 from the field. That's not bad on their part. It's very good defense, but when you're as big as DeAndre Young, it's hard to guard something like that, and especially when she's the game plan.
Where there's a will, there is a way, and the Flames just finding a way that much more here in the second half. Only 2 Crossroads League teams now remain here in the tournament, with Marion losing yesterday and the Foresters losing today. We've got St. Francis winning yesterday, and I will be coming up later today as well. So good luck to them in representing the Crossroads League.
Definitely good luck to the other Crossroads League team. But the Foresters going to get it done. Hopefully someone else can.
Bring home the championship to Indiana. That's all I got to say. Represent the Hoosiers. Well, for Logan Hunt, my partner here, I'm going to leave. With me being a senior, I'm leaving you sort of in charge in the coming years.
Oh, no.
You'll be the lone commentator here at FDN Sports. We'll have to find someone else to fill my role. And then as well, I'm leaving Derek Zerker, our director, during the games. Both of you do a fantastic job, and I have really been proud of what we've been able to accomplish this year.
I couldn't have asked for a better situation to walk into. And Victor, you've taught me a lot. Whether just commentating or the whole broadcasting as a whole. We've done a good job, and shout out to all of our cameramen all year long and women who've done a great job. Also to Coach Culler and Coach Platt when it comes to men's basketball, both squads, and we've had a great year, and it's something that we can hang our hat on with the Lady Foresters making it to the NAIA for the 2nd straight year.
We wouldn't have a job without these 2 teams, so they have always done a tremendous job, and it's always our honor to broadcast for them here at FDN Sports. Well, once again, for Logan Hunt, Derek Zerker, our camera crew throughout the year, I've been Victor McCarty signing off, and I thank you for tuning in throughout the year, and I hope for you to tune in next year as well.